Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to World of Tanks, here with the Panther M10 for another garage review. So yes, the Panther M10, you can no longer get it regularly in the in-game store. I did get it, can't remember whether it was on sale or not. In fact, I think actually I got this when it was being removed, so they sort of had it as like a deal or something, and so yeah, I got the Panther M10. My platoon mate A1 Thomas also had this, but then, hey, guess what? He sold it. Yeah, big surprise. And then, yeah, so we sold it, and now we can't get it back. So, yeah, sucks to be him. And I had it before it had this nice HD camo model. Oh well, indeed, but I had it before it had the HD model anyway. So, yeah, Panther M10. So, Tier 7 medium premium German tank. Um, it was designed during the Battle of the Bulge to surprise the American forces by disguising it to look like an M10 Wolverine from a distance. And they did this by extending over the rear of the tank to make it seem more boxy of the Wolverine. If I had the Wolverine or the Achilles, then I would show you, because the Achilles is basically the same thing but with a 17 pounder. So, yeah, they sort of extended the back. Which I'm not too sure how they thought this would work, because it still looks like a freaking Panther. I mean, it still has the same Panther tracks and everything. And on here, on the turret, it has these basically single sheets of metal that are just designed to look like the open top turret of the Wolverine. However, they're just bolted onto the side of the actual Panther turret. And what's more, in game, they don't actually count as spaced armor. So, yeah, they're just there to be there. However, this is a rare premium tank. For the reason that it has got the unique feature of being able to mount American camouflage decals and insignias instead of German ones, because it was designed to blend in with the American vehicles. If I could take this off, which I can I? I don't think so. I don't want to risk it removing the camouflage. But yeah, when you first get this without the camouflage, it will be in olive garb. You know, the regular American green. And it will have the American stars on the rear of the turret here and here. And so, because it is a German premium that was designed to look like the American Wolverine, you can therefore equip all of the American camouflage. So you've of course got the early camouflage. You've got the Taiwan Marine camo. You know, the European 3-tone, tropical two-tone. You know, all of these, and you can equip them as an American vehicle. So yeah, went ahead and did that. So my American German tank is looking very American German. Still blue, by the way. Just noticed. Still blue. But yeah, so actually moving on to the tank now, because this is the exterior and the background of the tank as to why I got it. And also, as a little wrap-up note, these things did not work. The Americans were fooled for a couple of minutes and then thought, hey, you know what? Those tracks, they don't look like a Wolverine. Hey, that's a Panther. I see what they're doing now, and they just basically shot them up, and they didn't work. So the Germans went, well, this is not work. Let us not do it again. It was a stupid idea. Whoever did it should be shot. And yeah, they never did it again. So yeah, barely any of these were actually made. So yeah, there you go. All vehicles were lost during the battle with the 120th U.S. Infantry Regiment on February 21st, 1945. Yeah. 4 Panthers disguised as M10s. And yeah, the Americans, as stupid as they are, weren't taken in by it, and yeah, the Panthers just sort of got killed by bazookas from American infantry. So, moving on to the in-game Panther M10 now. 1,300 hit points, which is a large swathe of hit points. Not too sure if it is the highest out of all Tier 7 mediums, because I have no Tier 7s. So, Well, what mediums have we got? We've got the regular Panther, which has got 1200 with the upgraded turret, probably 1300. You've got the VK, 150, which I think with the upgraded turret may still be less. What else do you have? Russia. You've got a bunch of them. That's 1000. That's 1000. The KV3 is 1020, so that's even with the upgraded turrets, those still aren't going to be enough. Let's look at America. What do America have? They have T20, 1000. That's the only tier 7 medium that they have. La France, they don't have mediums at tier 7. Wow, France, well done. They only have heavies and lights. What about Britain? Britain, you've got the Comet. 1050. And that's it for Britain, because Britain doesn't really have that large of a tech tree. One medium here, 960 for the T-34-1, which is... there you go, Chiri, 150. And 34-100 at 1000, yeah. So it has got the most health out of all of the tier 7 medium tanks. It weighs 46.16 tons with a maximum load limit of 49. I do, of course, have the gun rammer or equipped even. And it has got a 700 horsepower engine, which means that the power to weight ratio is 15.17, which, although not being particularly good, is enough to get it to go along at 46 kilometers per hour top speed. And I suppose what I could actually be doing here is comparing it to the regular Panther when it's fully upgraded, so let me do that. So Panther. Here you are, here is the Panther. So you've got the Schmulter. Let's just drag that to the side there, leave it there. Then you've got the either howitzer or that, so you have got the top gun right here. Let me move that to the side as well. And then if we bring up, I think this is the actual gun that the Panther M10 uses, so let's bring that up to the side as well. Here is the engine, again 700 horsepower, so it has got the same engine as the Panther. Here you go, 48 degrees, 48 load limit and a 32 degrees per second hull traverse, which is not as good as the Panther M10, which has got a 38, I believe, and then 710 for the radio. So let's drag that to there. Right, so yeah, 32 degrees per second hull traverse for the regular Panther, 38 degrees of hull traverse per second for the Panther M10, which is better than the regular Panther. And yeah, it will be slightly sluggish when accelerating, because it only has a 15.17 horsepower per ton ratio, which is not really that good. Hull armor 85, 50, 40. However, 85 sloped. However, frontal hull, which means that you can bounce shots if you angle and are far away. From the front, if you're face-hugging people, probably not going to do the best at face-hugging. However, it does have pretty sloped armor, so you can get some bounces. I have indeed got some bounces before, because it's the slope of the front of the Panther, so yeah. As for the hull, however, that's not it. Here it is. The Schmulter. That is the particular gun. I suppose I can get rid of not that. This, yes. There you go. So that's the radio. That's 710. Right, so yes, let me just get this around. These are both guns, right? So, yes, we'll go over the guns in a moment. Right, so the upgraded turret for the Panther is the Schmulter, which has got better frontal armor by 20, better side armor by about 15, and better rear armor by 15. This is the default Panther turret. It, however, traverses at a quicker rate instead of the pretty poor 30 of the Panther Schmulter. It has slightly less view range, 350 compared to 380. However, it also weighs more somehow. Okay. But yeah, where is the regular Panther's turret? If we bring it up here. Panther, here you go. So here you go, the Panther Alpha G, which has got 145.45. Again, terrible 30 degrees per second traverse. However, it has 20 more meters view range, 370 instead of the 350, and it also weighs less because Panther. Sorry. Right. So yes, moving on to the guns, the Panther M10 uses the Kampfwagenkanon 42L70 75mm, which has got a 13.33 rounds per minute rate of fire, 150 average pen with 194 with premium APCR, and 38 with high explosive, 135 across the board for damage, and 175 for high explosive. Pretty accurate, decent aiming time. 0.35 and 2.3 respectively, and weighs just under 1,000 kilograms even. So here is the same gun on the regular Panther, and really there's nothing in them other than the Panther M10 has got a slightly better aim time of in fact, actually, no, it has slightly worse, actually, rate of fire, 13.33 compared to 14.29. Other than that, they're exactly the same. They both have got the, well, it's not particularly that good, I don't think, at Tier 7. 150 average pen, especially if you're going at range, which is probably what you meant to do in the Panther. 194 pen with premium APCR, which is, same terrible average pen with high explosive. 135 average damage, which is it's alright. It's about average, I think, for Tier 7 medium tank damage. And however, the regular Panthers weighs a lot more in the gun weight, 1,740 kilograms instead of the 955. So yeah, there's that. However, the upgraded gun for the Panther is the Kampfwagenkanon L100. Which is, again, 75mm of caliber, and it has a ever so slightly worse rate of fire. However, it has massively upgraded damage by almost 50 more millimeters of penetration, a lot better penetration with APCR, and the same terrible 38mm with high explosive. It has got a lot worse, in fact, it has the same damage even, has got slightly better at dispersion 0.32, which is very good. However, it takes a little bit longer to aim, 2.5 seconds, and also weighs a lot. So, yeah, the gun on the Panther M10 is it's alright if you're going up against people from the front and at close range. However, at long range, you won't be able to pen that many things other than light scout tanks, really. 38 degrees per second of turret traverse, which is alright. 350 meters view range, 710 signal range, which is very good, the same as the regular Panther, even though it's only a Tier 6 Fug 7, literally Radio 7. Model F is what the Fug 7 off G, because Fug is short for radio. But yeah, so you've got your regular consumable equip even. You can hold 82 rounds of Panzergranaten 39L or Panzergranaten 40, depends on whether you're loading armor piercing or armor piercing composite rigid. As for your equipment fit, a large swathe of equipment for you to fit. Caminet, you could do if you're going for a Scout Panther, not the Aufklärungs Panzer because that's gone. But if you're using your Panther M10 to scout, then you possibly could, but you would come up with the same problems of the Aufklärungs Panzer, which is that it has terrible camo values, and it also doesn't keep its camo value whilst moving like light tanks. So yeah, unless you're going for a sniper, but then if you're doing that, then you'd want to be using a lot of APCR, which has got the same pen as the regular armor piercing on the L100 gun on the regular Panther. So yeah, either run this very expensively and be a sniper, or sort of be a mid-range or supporting frontal assault medium, which is what you could do in fact. But yeah, so Caminet may want to hold off on that. Improve vent's always useful. Where's Amarak if your Amarak keeps getting damaged? Spore liner, no, don't bother. It's only a medium tank. It doesn't have particularly good armor, even if it is sloped at the front. I mean, even though it is sloped at the front, it's still pretty thin, 85. So yeah, only at range will this really work, or against low tier guns. Binos if you're once again going for a Scout Panther, or if you're sniping. So yeah, it depends on how you want to play it. If you're sniping, then yeah. If you're sniping, use it, but then I would say probably don't snipe. Coated optics is always useful. Gun lane drive, you don't really need it because 2.3 seconds aiming time is pretty alright. That's pretty alright, pretty decent. So yeah, hold off the enhanced gun lane drive. Suspension. If you're doing all of your tricks and turnings and yeah, just running around all of the maps, so yeah, you could do stop your tracks getting blown off and damage during you know, if you land hard or something. If your fuel tanks keep getting ruptured and you keep getting set on fire, then fuel tanks with CO2 and toolbox is always useful. Now, as for your crew, it is a 5-man crew, because Germany. So you have got your commandant, your Feldwebel, who's called Horst. So Horst is training on Sixth Sense, so he knows when he's got spotted. Eagle Eye is also always useful. Jack of all trades you could do. Recon is always useful. And Mentor I don't see the point in. Then of course you've got your common skills. Now, your gunner, Gefreiter, Lars. Lars is not training anything yet because he's not a high enough skill level. So yeah, good job, Lars. But Snapshot, because with this gun you sort of need to be more of a flanking medium. So Snapshot as your circle strafing people, yep, that will come in useful. So sure, Snapshot. Deadeye is always useful. Armor in case your gun keeps getting damaged, and Designate Target is always useful. And then of course your common skills. Then you have got your driver, who's called Wenzel, and he's also a Gefreiter. So yeah, your far could be training clutch braking. Even though you don't particularly need clutch braking, because 38 degrees per second of hull reverse is pretty good, so probably hold off on clutch braking. If your engine keeps getting set on fire, then sure, preventive maintenance. Smooth ride, yes, circle strafing, that would definitely help, so yeah, sure, smooth ride. Off-road driving is always useful, and I suppose, like the Scout Panther, you could ram people, but this isn't quite the Scout Panther. You do actually have a gun that can do things, so yeah, sure. Maybe hold off on that. Now for your radio operator, who I've once again forgotten the German for radio operator, but yeah, he's a Panzer Oberschütz. He's called Detlev Hofmeister, which is a wonderful name. Yeah, he is also not is also not high enough of a skill level, so yeah. Relay, yes, this is definitely a viable option because 710 meters signal range is very, very good. So yes, definitely that. Signal boosting, you don't particularly need it because 710 meters signal range is very, very good. So yeah, maybe not signal boosting, hold off on that. Situational awareness is always useful, and Call for Vengeance, you could do. Enables radio operator who survived the destruction of his vehicle to report enemy positions for another 2 seconds. So yeah. That's always useful. And then finally your loader. Your loader, you ladder. Unterofficer. Arnulf Busch. So yeah, he is a high enough skill level because gold is a wonderful thing. So he is training on Adrenaline Rush for that extra 10% load time when on less than 10% health, which will be 130 health when the Panther M10. Safe storage is always useful. Intuition if you're swapping between AP and APCR, which you probably should be doing because this, well, you could be doing this actually because this gun is, even though this tank does get premium matchmaking, I believe, which is good because that's the whole reason. Yeah, it does get premium matchmaking. I'm pretty sure because that's the whole reason that this thing was removed because yeah, it had premium matchmaking. And Wargamers is deciding to get rid of premium matchmaking for some reason. So yeah. But yeah, so you may want to be carrying around a stock of APCR because the penetration on this gun is not particularly good, 150. So yeah, that is your crew of 5. Your Feldwebel, your Gefreiter, your Panzer Oberschütz, and your Unterofficers. that make up your crew. Please put in what you will. But yes, so um, with this tank, I do like this tank. It is basically a free Panther if you don't mind the dirty American camouflage and American stars on it, and the weird bits that have been bolted on to look like an M10, which doesn't really help because there are no M10s in Tier 7 battles. So yeah. What is it? It's Tier 5, is it? Tier 5 or Tier 6? Tank Destroyer, the M10. It is Tier 5, so you will get them in Tier 7, but not Tier 8, so it won't work against Tier 8 enemies. But yeah, so the Panther M10, you probably want to play it as a support frontline medium, so let the heavy tanks go first, but yet still keep slightly behind them, but not as far back so that you'll be sniping, but just sort of like be on the front lines, but be as part of the second wave of the front line, and pop out and do, put in a quick shot and then jump back into cover. Either that, or make a break for it and just go behind people into the sides and flank them, pour shots into their sides and rear. So that's probably what you should do to play this tank. But yes, so this was the Panther M10 Garage review. I will thank you for watching, and goodbye.